Jonathan Sydel, congratulations, winner of our Emmy Prediction Contest 2014. How come you're so smart? How did you know what you knew?
Well, when Breaking Bad aired their final few episodes, I said to myself, it's going to be a big sweep. Bryan Cranston's gonna finally get that fourth Emmy, and Anna Gunn and Aaron Paul, I knew were going to get it because of their submissions. And Modern Family, it just seems right because it's a family about acceptance and gay weddings and all different kinds of people, and it just feels like a show that I wouldn't say deserves to win every single year, but it's a show that just feels like family friendly and something that the voters tend to like and appreciate.
Well, the voters did a lot of gay bashing this year with The Normal Heart. Boy, they shut out the actors. We thought that Julia Roberts was a shoo-in. We thought that certainly Matt Bomer, if no one else, that Mark Ruffalo had a good chance, but didn't even win writing for Larry Kramer. It was certainly the best written thing on TV all year. So one suspicion there is homophobia, but you think it's a little more family friendly, and I agree with that, by the way, where you're going with this, that Modern Family is a little more cool for them.
I don't think it's going to win that sixth one, though. And I have a prediction for next year. Let me finish first. When Friends won, they won on their fifth nomination for their eighth season, and that was the season when they were getting $1 million per episode. And The Big Bang Theory, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could possibly do the same thing because next year will be their fifth nomination, their eighth season, and they get $1 million per episode, the three leads.
That's fascinating. Wow, yeah. What a great fact.
I actually came up with that like a while ago when I found the news, so it might happen. And I know Raymond was the last one to Everybody Loves Raymond was the last one to win multi-camera series, but it just feels like it'll be right because it'll be the spoiler, the Penny and Leonard wedding season, and I think it's going to be Big Bang's time because they love the actors, but Chuck Lorre can never seem to win the big prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, tilt your screen a little bit towards you to put your head in the middle of the screen. You tied two other people, but you had the best point score. So that, of course, turns out to be the big decider in close contests like this. What is your strategy for betting points when you make predictions at Gold Derby?
Well, I don't do it. I usually bet on the things that aren't expected to win. Like, I bet 200 points on Ty Burrell because I felt like he was overdue, and plus his episode, he was in drag, and he actually wins an award in his submission after all the disaster with his drag flop thing, the Spring a Ding Fling, or whatever that thing was called. And it seems like a role that would get at least two, because that category has always won. The winners have always been the funny guy of the series. Like Michael Richards was always the funny guy, and Brad Garrett. And it always seems it's always somebody really funny in that category that wins. The only exception, I think, was Peter McNichol. I don't think his character was funny on Ally McBeal. I don't really watch it. I never saw it, but like it seems like all the winners in that category always seem to be like the comic relief of each year.
Yeah,
like
that's true. And of course, Eric Stonestreet famously won his first in this category for dressing up as a clown with Modern Family. Yeah. Let's look through your predictions here. You've had you got Bryan Cranston right too, as I did, for drama actor. How did you know? Because everyone else, of course, was saying McConaughey.
Well, I'm really tired of McConaughey, to tell you the truth. I really wanted Chiwetel to win that Oscar, but I know you were all about Leo, and I thought that performance was wonderful too. But Matthew McConaughey, like you were right, his monologues, you don't understand what's going on. And the last time an HBO series had two lead actors was 6 Feet Under. Peter Krause and Michael C. Hall, and they didn't win. But that was back in 2002. And I also think it's like to let HBO know, like, you made the wrong decision. Cranston deserves this. He deserves to tie with Dennis Franz. And his episode, of course, was phenomenal, as you said. When I saw that episode, I was like, oh my God, he's going to win this, because it's like the most emotional performance he's had since the Phoenix episode, when, spoiler alert, when Jane passes away right in front of him, and he has that teary moment.
Yeah. Now, you went with Claire Danes as I did. You had Margulies in second place. I think I had her in second place, too. Yeah. I suspected that she might win Margulies because I felt that while we had 3 women in this category all mourning the deaths of their lovers, it was kind of creepy that half of these nominees had that theme. That the Margulies stood above the others because we know her so well. We've known her since ER. It felt like a friend losing their lover. We wanted to comfort her. Now, that was my theory as to why she was such a serious threat. I didn't see a lot of flashy acting in the episode, but I knew that I felt certainly a strong bond with the character role while she was dealing with the death of Josh Charles. Why do you think she beat Claire Danes? Because Claire Danes had the showier performance. She announces her pregnancy. She has to witness the death of an execution by hanging of Damian Lewis. So, how did Juliana win?
Well, I think it's also shocking that she won the year before when she was snubbed.
Yeah.
Because she was snubbed last year, and then she comes and wins. I saw it coming. I don't watch The Good Wife regularly. I've never seen an episode, to tell you the truth, and I know it's the best show on broadcast, but I think it's because they wanted to give The Good Wife at least one thing, and a woman has one each year, and it felt like if they were going to give it to one person, it was going to be either Josh Charles or Juliana Margulies, and Juliana Margulies...
But they don't think that way. That logic doesn't hold up because in order for that to work, you're talking about the voters, would have to permeate all these voting systems, and they don't. They're isolated little judging panels of maybe 50 to 70 people. So the people voting on Josh Charles, if they decide not to give it to him and to go with Aaron Paul, they're strongly unlikely that they're voting for drama actress. So they can't do this kind of quid pro quo that you're talking about.
That's true. And I think Claire Danes would have actually won if she submitted something different. Episode 2 of season 3, where she goes all like maniac and she goes all crazy, and she probably thought that voters were crazy of that, which is why she submitted the finale. But like Homeland, it hasn't been good this season, the previous season, and I really thought she would do this again. I'm sad that Tatiana Maslany wasn't nominated.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I don't watch the show, but I hear such great things about it, and
she deserves it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Claire Danes, by the way, isn't really in much of the first half of this year's Homeland episode, so I think voters probably got bored with her there. And speaking of crazy, I think you're right. She would have done better submitting that episode because remember, of her 2 previous wins, the first one she won for crazy. She was off her meds. She was, just apoplectic, bonkers. They love that kind of showy acting. So she.
Yeah, the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you got the other stuff right. Aaron Paul, Anna Gunn, Modern Family. You had Jim Parsons. You just didn't fall for the theory that we Gold Derby editors were peddling about Ricky Gervais, did you? But you don't watch the episodes either, right? So.
Well, I don't get HBO or Showtime. I only get I just get regular cable. I saw True Detective by the DVD, and but yeah, I don't get Netflix, so I only see the episodes that I'm able to see. And I actually got every single comedy category right.
Wow.
That's the one genre I got every single thing right. If you look.
Yeah, you sure did. You're amazing, kiddo.
How come you didn't predict Uza?
I felt that that she only had a couple scenes, maybe 3 scenes or something in that whole episode, and she wasn't the emotional heart of it. She was and she was also antagonistic and scary. People like that kind of thing because she's a troublemaker and all of that. But with Lorraine Cox dominating that submission, you didn't see it, but my God, the whole hour is about her and her transgender transformation, and she's got little quiet crying scenes and all of this. And then Uzo pops in a couple of times with those crazy eyes and leaves. It's like, how could you vote for Uzo when there's Lorraine Cox is having this complete spiritual meltdown? It seemed so obvious to me. Chris Beecham felt so too, but I don't know. I think we overthink these things sometimes.
I actually consider Uzo the Lupita Nyong'o of TV this year, like the new breakout star.
Yeah. That's what I was impervious to, is that sometimes stars are just bulletproof. They're considered so cool. We're talking Julie Louis-Dreyfus, we're talking Jim Parsons, we're talking Uzo here, that they can hand in garbage, as I believe Parsons did this year, and still win. Yeah.
Well, I actually there was a better episode he could have submitted Parsons.
Yeah, he had two or three better ones.
Yeah, and Maya Bialik had such a better one, The Scavenger Vortex, where she's singing and having fun with Howard, and it was a better submission. But Allison Janney had that locked down ever since that episode aired. Yeah.
So, how long have you been coming to Cold Derby? How did you find us?
Well, I found it in 2011, and I started watching the Emmys, I don't know how long ago, but I never really predicted. But when I found it in 2011, around November, I started predicting the year that Mad Men won its 4th Emmy.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do so well back then. I did all right. But as time went by, I got better, especially this time around. And
do you watch the Slugfest? Do you read the articles? Are you in the forums? Are you really absorbing all these various theories we toss out there, or are you just going by your own gut instincts?
Well, I watched the Slugfests. I won't say who I don't care for of your.
Yeah, don't do that. Staff. Yeah, you'll traumatize that poor editor. Don't say that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to do that. And I watched the Slugfests, and I read the articles, and I put some stuff in the forums. But yeah, I like do most of the regular stuff, but I'm not like forum deep. Like I don't like write a lot of stuff. I read the stuff, and some of the stuff, like the polls, they're fun to see voting for past things, and it's fun, the website.
Great, I'm glad you like it. I haven't looked through your past scores. Do you tend to do well with Oscars as well and other award shows?
Well, here's the thing. Ever since I read about 12 Years a Slave going to be released, and the Prediction Center opened up for that Oscar season, it was all the way in the bottom, like 100 to 1 odds. But I said to myself, I don't care about that, because when I read about that, I knew it was going to win from the beginning because of what it's about. Mm-hmm. And it's sensual and about slavery and all that. And I kept 12 Years a Slave in first place for the whole season. I never switched it.
Wow.
That's the honest truth. I kept listening to you guys about Gravity, American Hustle, and I was like, no, it's 12 Years a Slave, and I kept that in #1 place. And I switched Gravity, American Hustle, and you might find this crazy. I wish Steve McQueen won over Alfonso Cuarón, because first black director would be great, but Alfonso was amazing too with all the technical stuff. But yeah, I kept 12 Years a Slave in that #1 spot forever.
Good for you. Do you have any gut instincts about this year's Oscar race and the contenders, or have you carefully reviewed them all yet?
Well, I've had Channing Tatum in supporting actor for Foxcatcher, but recently he was taken out and put into lead.
Yeah.
And, I was wondering about that, since I thought they would like campaign one in lead and supporting, Carell in lead and Channing in supporting. But I don't know. But I think Carell is going to win this. it's a good thing Foxcatcher wasn't released last year, because then he would be facing against McConaughey, like an anti-hero turned into like an unexpected hero against a paranoid schizophrenic. Like that would have been a great race, Carell versus McConaughey. But it's a good thing that they switched it. But yeah, I think Carell's winning, and Unbroken and Angelina Jolie, because she just won the honorary Oscar, and she had Maleficent, and she's doing all this work, humanitarian work, and she's won before, and her husband's on a roll with producing, and I think she's got this. I think she's going to pull a Catherine Bigelow, become the second woman to win director, and I'm broken. Yeah, and he just died, passed away, Louis Zamperini.
Yeah.
So it's like they have to give it to.
That's why I have it in first place too. I believe
Yeah.
that everything you're saying.
And if they campaign Channing Tatum in supporting, I think it's going to be between him and J.K. Simmons, because I've heard and watched some clips of Whiplash, and he just looks amazing, and he's a great actor, J.K. Simmons, and now he's hopefully going to get his due. But I think Reese Witherspoon is going to win for Wild, because it's Jean-Marc Vallée, and like she's struggling through the whole thing, going through the mountains, and she's struggling trying to get over a loss. And I understand why people are saying about Amy Adams, because she's lost 5 times, and they finally think she's going to win. But we don't know much about the film yet. But that's my predictions for the Oscars next year, and it's going to be a good it's going to be a good Oscar season.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, well, Jonathan, thanks for chatting. Congratulations again. You haven't slept all night. You're so excited, right? You've been up?
Yeah. I have one more thing to say, though. Breaking Bad, he won 3 acting Emmys last night, and it now ties with West Wing, Sopranos, and Raymond, because West Wing and Raymond won 3 acting Emmys in 2002, and Sopranos won 3 acting Emmys in 2003 for the Joe Pantoliano season. So now it's in the company of those 4 shows. So those are the only 4 shows that I believe won 3 in one night.
Wow.
If I'm correct. And I also predicted Bobby Cannavale last year.
You did? That was amazing. Wow.
Yeah, but I still can't get over that Merritt Weaver thing.
I can't either.
Yeah. But thanks. This is a great website, and just keep living.
You too. And we'll make a point of checking out your predictions and deciding which ones we want to steal.
All right.
Good luck in the Oscar race, Jonathan. Thanks so much, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.